Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, traders from across the globe, and welcome to the 2086th edition of Short-Term Trading Live with Oscar. YouTube fans, OMNIACs around the world, thank you so much for tuning in. Love having you guys in my trading room every day. Remember, my trading room is absolutely free at livewithoscar.com. No credit cards required, no gimmicks. Just come hang out with me in my live trading room, and we'll get through these rough and tumble markets together each day. So, great stuff here, but before we get started, please remember this is an extremely risky endeavor. You can lose way more than you had planned out of your trading account. In fact, if you're short negative options, if you're just outright short options, if you're short futures, you can lose more than what you have in your account, and you will owe your clearing firm a check. Please understand that this is not suitable for everybody trading futures, options, or anything of the nature. You must have risk capital to lose in case something goes wrong, and always place stops first. But if you understand that, if you place your stops first, if you know the rules, and there are a lot of great traders in my trading room that understand this, let's get moving and see what's going on. So, for trading on 4/15 Wednesday 2020, Omni looks fantastic right here, and so does this market. Traders, do you remember how this all started? We had a double bottom on the E-mini S&P Weekly. Remember all of this? In the middle of the crash, we came up with a very interesting juncture and basically stated that if we can hold for more than 2 weeks and get back above the 200, the street would watch and the market would start to recover. Well, lo and behold, it actually has held. You guys seen every video. I showed you this chart in every video. It has held. And I'm going back to the daily, and there's a reason for that. So now we're looking at the ES daily chart again. That was a weekly a second ago. And I'm here to tell you something. This looks right to me, traders. This looks right. The market is doing a fantastic job moving higher. Look at on the way down. You see groupings of red bars together, one green, red bars together, one green. Look at on the way up. Groupings of green, one red bar. Groupings of green or double greens together, one red bar. One red bar. So we're not getting the same look we had on the way down. We're getting a much more bullish look on the way up. And I will tell you something right now. There are 2 rules to trading. If you don't know them, here's an education for you. Rule number 1. The market is always right. I don't care what you think. I don't care if you think it's right or wrong. I don't care what you've read. I don't care what the President of the United States says. The market is always right. Rule number 2. If the market seems wrong, please refer to rule number 1. That's the way this works. If you don't think this is right, that's because your brain is too strong for the rest of the world. You know better than the market that the market's wrong. I've never met anyone on this planet that knows the market is wrong, because the market is always right. That's the way this works. So if you think that this is wrong, stop thinking. Follow what you see. That's the E-mini S&P. Look at this market. Look at your NASDAQ. You couldn't ask for a better look right now. Fund managers are going to go nuts on this market. Why? First of all, you never put in that death cross that you put in every other indice. So for the NASDAQ, you never had the 50-bar moving average go below the 200. Example, back to E-mini S&P, and look at the death cross. See how the 50-bar moving average went below the 200, creating what the street knows as a death cross, and the market cracked? Well, you had that in many markets. Russell, S&P, you did not have a death cross in NASDAQ. It never happened. That is encouraging. What's more encouraging is a death cross is created by the 15-200 bar moving average, 50 going below it. Being that it never happened, look at this. The NASDAQ has gotten itself back above the 200, and now it's above the 50. And yesterday it blew through what could have been a flat top so quickly it didn't even stop for it. It just blasted through this possible flat top. That, my friends, is uber bullish. Now you're in a great looking channel above the 200, above the 50. I assure you the street is paying attention to this. We've got a green Omni for trading indices. For trading U.S. indices, the Omni is green. Let me just take you to the Russell really quickly. Russell 2000 chart. Here's another one that on the way down was in a really ugly channel. This channel. Bear channel, straight down. And groupings of red bars were together. Right? You started grouping red bars together. Well, on the way back up, you're not grouping the red bars anymore. You're starting to group the green ones. And you're in a new developing channel, heading towards the 50-bar moving average. This one as well had a death cross, but hopefully it'll straighten out as we move higher. So remember, the market is always right. I don't care what you're reading. I don't care what you hear on the internet. I don't care what you think. The market knows best. Then we move to another market. And this one is opposite. This one, I told you in last night's video, I don't care where the dollar goes. I don't care where anything goes. Crude goes down. This is where crude was before last night's video. Well, of course, this is right now. This doesn't exist yet. So let me just show you what the chart looked like as of Monday's close. We looked like this. Then Tuesday happened. And as of Tuesday's close, we look like that. Now, I will tell you, there are new targets in crude. 1565 is my next major target. Now, on the way down, I've got smaller targets in the 1800s. And I've got a couple of targets in the 1700s. But they're minor targets. I'll give you direct targets when I stand in front of the camera tomorrow night. But what I will tell you is my hard target right now is 1565 in crude. Now, many of you might say, Oscar, what are you crazy? Oh, my God, how could you call for 15? You want to see how far away that is? Right here. All we need is a bar that big, which is about the same bars we've been making lately, and you have hit my projection. It's not far-fetched at all, kids. We're on our way. So that is my harder projection with some stops along the way in the 18s and 17s, but 1565 is where crude should go. Now, kids, remember the lesson. The market is always right. Rule number 1. Rule number 2, if you think the market's wrong, refer back to rule number 1 and stop thinking so much. Use the chart. This always knows. All right, traders, that's what I wanted to show you. Tomorrow night, I'll try to do a much more comprehensive video where I'll get in front of the camera and I'll give out some targets in the E-mini S&P and the NASDAQ. For now, we'll just leave you with this target in crude oil with a couple of supports along the way. All right, traders, please join me livewithoscar.com. Remember to subscribe to these videos so that you know each and every time I put out a brand new one. They're very timely and they're fresh each day. So make sure you have subscribed. And then come down to livewithoscar.com and join me at my Omni chat. Now, traders, listen. If you come to livewithoscar.com, there are no credit cards at all required. You are going to come to Live with Oscar. You're going to create a username. Once you create that username, you'll get to this page. Click Omni chat. Go down to Omni Chat, log in, and that's it. You are connected to me. You are in my live trading room just like that. No credit cards, no gimmicks, no nonsense. This will be you typing in my trading room as soon as you'd like to meet with me. All right, so come on down to livewithoscar.com. Remember, there's no credit cards or anything required. I do this to hang out with fellow traders around the world, and I invite you to join me as well. All right, traders, remember, keep your emotions out of this game. One of the best things you can do is learn how to plan a trade and then trade that plan. If you don't know how to do that, make sure you come to livewithoscar.com and just click your OmniCamp application, kid. On every page, you can find the OmniCamp application. Just click it. Fill it out. It's a couple of pieces of information, and that's it. I will teach you how to read these charts and get in and out of these markets, hopefully without losing your money. All right, traders, keeping your emotions out of trading requires knowing what you're doing, putting your stops in first, and saying this to yourselves every morning, every afternoon, every evening, and you know what that is. stops are in. Emotions are out. Traders, thank you so much for tuning in at livewithoscar.com, and you medical staff, doctors, nurses, you name it, EMS, EMTs, thank you so much for what you do. Thank you for saving our grandparents, our children, and our friends. Thank you for working the front lines. You guys truly are our heroes.